Reuse has helped divert 38,000 pounds of materials from landfills, and they do this by inspiring creativity. Hello, my name is Fatima, and I was a volunteer with Austin Creative Reuse during St. Edward's big event. Austin Creative Reuse is wanting to create a sustainable community, and they do this by promoting reuse. Today I am going to talk about Austin Creative Reuse's mission, its purpose, the impact it's had, and how you can help and volunteer as well. First, on your handout you can see the mission, which is Austin Creative Reuse's mission is to foster conservation and reuse through creativity, education, and community building. So their ultimate goal is to create an impact on the community and to really raise awareness of the different issues that go on with just all of these landfills being filled with non-recyclable, non-biodegradable items that stay there for years. So their purpose is to collect, distribute, and then sell these reusable materials to educate the community as well as unite the community and promote awareness through different events that they do. Definitely some of the benefits of participating in being a part of Austin Creative Reuse is to have to be a part of the sustainable lifestyle that they promote, to help divert materials over across the country. About 60,000 pounds of materials are being diverted from just by places like Austin Creative Reuse in other cities. And it's definitely a fun kind of way to help the environment, and it's also very flexible with its volunteering. Highlighted on your handout is also some of the impacts that Austin Creative Reuse has been able to have in 2015 in the Austin area. Like I mentioned, the 38,000 pounds is a pretty big number, so and it continues to increase every year. So right now what happens is that businesses have a lot of leftover materials like marketing materials, promotional materials, office supplies, and everything. And when they don't use it, they end up throwing it away. And like I mentioned, these aren't materials that can be recycled, or sometimes they can't, they just kind of sit out in the landfills. So what Austin Creative Reuse is doing, the new way to help is that they take donations from these different businesses, and they sort through all the materials, and then they sell it at their store. And they primarily sell it to artists and teachers, as well as people like us who are looking to have projects or do arts and crafts, or anything that you would typically go to Hobby Lobby or Michael's craft store for. And so when I volunteered, what I did was I had to take off little buttons from dress shirts. And what they would do is that they're going to sell the buttons, and then the dress shirts are going to become different rags for mechanics and stuff like that. So they're honestly using every single part of the shirt and really committing to this kind of sustainable reuse kind of lifestyle. So in your handout you can see different ways to volunteer. You could be a core volunteer, which is where you participate in different events and really are a regular volunteer. You can be an occasional volunteer, where you can participate at kind of sorting through things in the store and everything on Mondays and Tuesdays. Or you could be a workshop instructor, so if you have any different skills, or how to work on different projects, you can show other people as well. So in conclusion, today I talked about Austin Creative Reuse mission, the purpose, and what you can do to help. And some of the benefits, like I mentioned, is obviously being a part of the sustainable kind of lifestyle that they're promoting, and it's fun. You get to just talk and with everyone, especially at the occasional volunteering sessions. You kind of sit around and sort through things, take off buttons, and really engage in some really interesting, cool conversations. And then it's very easy, like I said, if you do the volunteer, the occasional volunteer, it's only really a couple of hours you can do once a week or twice a week, whatever you'd like. So Austin Creative Reuse's vision for the future is to create a community that consciously consumes items and that chooses to reuse instead of buying new items as like their first choice. So I hope that you guys look more into volunteering and actually come out one day and everything. So thank you so much. Do you have any questions?